Hello everybody and welcome back to Dr. Ghost Games. If y'all are new to the channel, welcome. I'm Dr. Ghost and I make content for the game World of Warships Legends. Today we're going to be on Haven. It's a capture the base mode and we're going to be back in HMS Fiji. And don't worry, we've got two matches. Keep in mind that they're not going to be the best matches in the world. However, they're going to provide some teaching moments. I know, teaching moments. It's like this community needs enough of that, right? Oh, they really do, trust me. But, no. Seriously, guys, two matches. I'm gonna point out some things I want to, talk about a little bit. And, yeah. And, I'm gonna talk a little bit about my frustration with this game, and that being teammates. But, without further ado, let's talk about it. So, yeah, we're in HMS Fiji. It is a, very strong light cruiser. Lots of 6-inch guns. To be exact, you've got 12 6-inch British AP shells you're going to be slinging out every 6 seconds. Very, very strong short fuse AP as well, so you could absolutely smack the crap out of broadsides with it. But we're not going to talk too much about the ships yet. We're going to talk more about what's going to be coming up here. So this match is just going to be an example of team play. Like, the team in this one is awesome. I mean, I have a lot of good teammates on both sides of the map. On my side of the map, I have a black with me, and I have a mines with me. And both of them do help me quite a bit. And I can't thank them enough for that. And on the opposite side of the map, they've got the rest of the team over there, and they're going to do some things as well. I mean, this match is going to be a very, very good example of just what team play should look like. Because in this game, there seems to not be enough of it. There's not enough people out there that can realize what team play is. A lot of people just play to sail around, look at their boat, watch the fireworks, and that's about it. You know, if you actually take the game a little bit seriously and you actually, try to learn a bit, it's a lot more fun. It's a more fun experience when you actually want to put in the time to learn the game. Learn armor angling, learn positioning, learn your concealment, learn what your guns are capable of. If you actually put the time in to learn the game is a lot more enjoyable. And when you got a team that's actually good, like, I mean, a team that has a bunch of people who are doing what they need to do and they're not just completely folding, it's a fun experience for the most part. At least you don't have to be the one that completely carries, right? So this match is going to be an example of that. I mean, we're going to have a very decent team here, and we're not going to have to carry. Like, we're going to have a lot of support, and that's what's going to win us the game. Everybody contributes, and that's what should be happening a majority of the time. Literally, a majority of these matches should be like this. So that's what I'm going to be pointing out. And the next one after this, in the King George V, that's what we're going to be playing next. There's going to be another match, and the match is not going to be that way. The match is going to be completely, utterly horrible. Horrible teams, everybody dies at the beginning of the game. It's just going to be an example of what usually happens in this game. So that's just kind of a little sneak peek of what's going to be coming up here shortly. Now, notice that we are in the Fiji, and we know that the Fiji has smoke screens. Of course, we already talked about the amazing firepower that the Fiji has. The Fiji has pretty good AA as well. Really bad secondaries. Don't depend on them. It's a cruiser, for hell's sake. So don't depend on your secondaries at all. But you do have some torpedoes, and on my build, I run Bruce Fraser, and I have the extra torpedo range, so I can actually hit things out to 8.8 kilometers. Unfortunately, though, it looks like the USS Black did decide to back up, and he probably that probably saved his life there. So yeah. Anyway. Now, notice that we are charging this smoke screen. The enemy Iowa has basically retreated. Now, Black manages to land a torpedo on the enemy Black. Pretty hilarious. Down goes the enemy Black. I didn't have to actually rush him. It is what it is. Now, the only person that's left on this flank is the enemy Belfast 43. And what do we know about the Belfast? Well, the Belfast is, of course, basically the same ship as the Fiji, just a little bit better. Actually, quite a bit better. It has access to HE. It has radar, smokes, blah, blah, blah. You guys get the gist here. But, yeah. However, one thing I beat the Belfast in, and that is the reload, man. Although, yes, it recently got a buff, 8-second reload, but I still have my 6-second reload on these 152 British AP shells, 152 millimeter 6-inch British AP shells to be exact, and they're very, very good. And I'm gonna show off what I mean here very shortly. Now, looks like the right up in front of me, the Belfast 43 put up a smoke screen, so I have a general idea where he's at. I mean, I'm looking at the mini-map, so I know he's right up here. And what he probably did was backed around the island. If he's smart, he knows that we're going to be pushing him, so he probably backed up. But just in case, I'm coming around kind of broadside, so that way I have a full salvo ready to go if he is broadside still right here, which it doesn't look like he is, because if he was, he would be spotted by our mines by now. So it doesn't look like he's right here. It looks like he decided to back up around the island. Now, what I'm worried about is him being angled when I come around the island. That's one thing I'm really concerned about. Now, one thing before I talk about, you know, this little fight's about to come up here, look where the teams are. You know what I mean? Like, the teams are actually in a pretty good position. Like, the destroyer's trying to get torpedoes off in the middle there. What else can I say, guys? The team with this game was actually pretty decent, and I wish more people were like this. And I'm going to show off at the end of the match here, the match results, and what I mean. Now, Belfast has his guns looking the complete opposite direction, which is fantastic for us, because we're going to get a couple salvos off for free here. Now, first salvo, we get 10 penetrations and a Citadel. There's another 2 Citadels, bringing our damage up to 54,000. And Iowa just took a shot at us from range. It looks like he realized what's happening here. And it won't matter. Now, Belfast pens us at a very strange angle. It is what it is. Not much we can really do about that. But we're keeping these guns loaded. And we can out-reload the Belfast 43. We know this, so we're just going to keep these AP shells slinging out there. We're trying to angle our armor best we can. But I want to get my front guns off. And, of course, I get questionable dispersion. And luckily, he doesn't do a whole lot to me. I angled just in time. I got the back guns inbound, and the mains actually manages to finish him. It is what it is. I'm kind of frustrated. I wanted that kill, but what can I do? And unfortunately, I'm going to take that dude's torpedo because reasons. Oh, man. But it's all right because it's going to be fine. We can actually afford to make a few mistakes in this game because our team is actually decent. Like, that's the one thing about having good teammates. You can actually afford to make a couple mistakes here and there. Man, it's something else. But, yeah, so really not much else left to do here. The enemy is basically in a black hole. Basically what that means is they're all bunched up in one side of the map, one corner of the map, really. The Iowa is the only one left on this flank that's really been able to just put crossfires down on range here. And really, even that has not really been that beneficial. His team is just absolutely collapsing, which is good because our team is doing pretty fantastic up to this point. Now, I fast forward a bit because all I did was sail around. And really, there's not much else to do in this match here. All we have to do is take out this Iowa, and that's, yeah, there he goes. Akazuki takes him out, and it looks like, yeah, I think I was mad in game, obviously with the camera movement here. I think I was pretty pissed that I got the second kill yoinked. But it is what it is. And the team, that just proves right there, the team is on their game, man. They see a low-health ship, they shoot it, man. And that's what it's all about. Team play. And this is a perfect example of team play. Perfect example. But ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of the first game. And yeah, look at that. Second on the leaderboard. And look at all the teammates, guys. They're all pretty equally spread out. Look at that. All of them have kills pretty much. Fantastic job, team. GG's. But yeah, we're going to go on to the next match where the game is not going to be as good as it was in the Fiji game. So yeah, we're going to be on trap. It's going to be a domination mode for a change. By the way, did I ever say how much I fucking hate capture the base mode? Part of my language, people, but Jesus Christ, I hate that game mode. But yeah, so anyways, thank you, by the way, for tuning in this far. You guys have made it halfway into the video. I thank you. But yeah, so we're going to be on, of course, trap domination mode. We're going to be in the King George V. And King George V is a beast of a ship, man. And I'm going to shoot HE the whole entire match. Just because the HE on the King George V is just so freaking amazing. Oh my god. And really, a majority of the ships that were in this game were battleships that were angling. So I just thought, why not? And yeah, so the team in this one, not going to be the greatest. We've got a bunch of tier 7s in here, and our tier 7s just don't do fuck all. They really don't. And it's just another example of one of those matches, you know. The first game, when we were in the Fiji, although, yes, we didn't do a whole lot of damage, but it was okay because our team, if you guys looked at the match results, I don't think I've ever seen a game like that where every single teammate almost had a kill or two and they had above 1200 base XP. That's fantastic. And if more games were like that, if more people could learn the game, it would be a much better experience, I think, for most people. especially if people could learn the game and have equal amount of good teammates on each team. But of course, that's a lot to ask for, and really, I don't see that happening. Now, opening salvo with the King George V, boom, 12,500 damage and a double fire. Massachusetts puts it out, but we've got a crazy reload on our Andrew Cunningham build. By the way, if you guys want to know the build, I run Andrew Cunningham, I run Paulo de Revel for the extra battleship reload, and I also run Kondo for the extra battleship concealment. So I get my battleship concealment down to about 12 kilometers, which is fantastic. The modifications I run on this one, I run aiming systems, steering, and concealment. Same thing on my Fiji. I run the same exact stuff on my Fiji. Now, right off the rip, we already lost our Talon. A Talon gone at the beginning of the game. What can you do? You know what I mean? Already off to a bad start, and we're already losing on points. This game's not looking too shabby here at all. Now, keep in mind, guys, my excuse for spamming HE and sitting at the back of the map this whole time is because I don't have armor, number one. I have barely any armor, and the guns on the King George, although, yes, they're great, only if you get broadsides. But when they're angled, HE is just better. HE is a much better option to use on angled targets. Like, for example, this King George. I mean, look how much damage we just did. We're already up to 40,000 damage from 3 salvos and 4 fires. It's nasty, man. It is freaking nasty. I don't know what else to say. However, if you do get broadside cruisers, AP can absolutely destroy them. But in this game, I've just been trying to pepper these battleships the whole time. And that's what I think the King George is, man. It's a support battleship. It's not meant to get in there and tank hits. It really isn't. It does not have very good armor at all. It's got a lot of superstructure. It takes HE pens like crazy, and it's only got a 25mm bow and stern, which means 15s or higher can go straight through it. And a majority of the ships on the enemy team have 15s or higher. Massachusetts, for example, beautiful 16-inch guns. He can absolutely destroy me. That's why I'm not going to test him, man. I'm trying to keep my distance from these guys. So if anybody wants to go in the comments and say, oh, you're playing like a bitch, I'm not. It's how I'm supposed to be playing it. Same with Conqueror. You know, the Conqueror at Legendary tier. You don't rush in a Conqueror. You stay at range, use your concealment, and use your speed and your maneuverability and your beautiful guns, man. That's what the British are all about. Slinging these HE and AP shells out. Especially like ships like Vanguard, Queen Elizabeth, and Warspite, because they have fantastic AP shells. But King George, Conqueror, really have fantastic HE. That's where they shine. But don't get me wrong, the AP can also do very well too in a lot of situations. So I'm not, hating on the HE. But in this match, man, HE was just the better option 80-90% of the time. So yeah, sorry about that if people don't like spamming HE, but that's what I do in my King George, man. The King George HE is so damn good. Why not utilize it? So, and annoy the hell out of people. But it doesn't matter, because look at our team. We've already lost a destroyer, a cruiser, and a battleship. We've already, in the first, what? In the first 2 to 3 minutes of the game? Are you freaking serious? Yeah, not too good. And we're already almost 400 or 200 points behind. Like, holy crap, team. What are you doing? And look at the damage we just did to that massa. Did you guys see that? And not to mention the fire. Oh my god, dude. That's just disgusting. And not to mention, guys, the reload on here. I've got a 23-second reload. That's 10 14-inch nuclear-tipped high-explosive shells every 23 seconds. Ugh. It is just nasty. It's out of this world. And I don't even fully spec into the HE. If I was to, this thing could be so freaking disgusting. But I'm mainly a dispersion/reload/concealment kind of build. So yeah, but yeah, really, not much we can really do about this one. Now, Nagato coming in, I start focusing him, because Nagato's a big threat. He's got my broadside, and I need to get him off the board. I'm going to start spamming HE at him. I know that I can absolutely plaster him with HE, and of course my salvo's like, sorry, no HE, no fire for you. Because why not? So we angle away, which really doesn't matter. He's got 16-inch guns. It doesn't matter how much we angle. He's still going to pen us regardless. Unless he hits our belt, maybe we actually might ricochet some shells. But, of course, he lands on our deck into our superstructure and gets a penetration for 4,000 damage. Not much we can really do about that. And that's what I mean, guys. The armor on the KGV is not good. And just like most Tier 6 battleships, it's not good. You got to be very careful in your Tier 6 battleships, because if you're not, you will die. And there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You have to be very cautious, and that's what I've been this game, man. I should not have to be the ones to take the hits. There's plenty of tier 7 battleships out there that can take the hits. A King George should not have to take the hits for the team. Sorry. But, yeah, that's how I build my King George. So, notice that we're up to 87,000 damage. Really, damage, I don't really give a shit about damage. I want to win this game. But, you know, I'm a supporting kind of role here. And, unfortunately, the whole team is just not doing anything. We've just lost a second battleship. And, of course, we can't get a frickin' fire on this Nagato, because why wouldn't we? But the team, guys, no matter if I was to have rushed in and tried to do my best, this would have been a loss regardless. The enemy has been positioning much better, and not to mention, our team's just been fumbling, man. What else can you do? We're all limited here to the back of the map. Everybody's out of position. There's nothing we can really do about this. It's basically been a loss from the start. So, yeah, we finally actually get a fire on the Nagato, by the way. And, I mean, just look at the damage, guys. You guys cannot lie. Look at the damage and tell me right now that HE is usually not the way to go. Like, man, the HE is just disgusting on these British shells. Don't get me wrong, I love AP too. Like, the only time I run AP on British ships is on my Warspite, on my Queen, or on my Iron Duke, or my Orion, or the Vanguard. Really, otherwise, if people are angling to you, you'd just be better off using HE, unless you, of course, have the overmatch, which the King George V does not have overmatch, so it's only got 14-inch guns. So, yeah. Anyhow, yeah, there's a double fire. Nagato's not having a great time. He should be dead, I think, with that next salvo there, and down he goes. 118,000 damage, and we finally, 13 fires later, we get our first kill. Like, holy crap. Well, actually, not 13 fires, 11 fires. But still, you know what I mean, guys. Now, the Ostergötland decides to get spotted here. I don't know what he's doing. But you're broadside to a King George V class battleship at 8 kilometers. I don't know what the hell you're thinking. And he gets lucky as hell not to get absolutely frickin' slapped there. He is so lucky that my dispersion was not good. But let's see if he gets lucky enough. We've got very good reload on this King George, man. We've got excellent reload. 23 seconds. And I could get it lower if I wanted to. There's so many fun things you could play around with the King George V, man. It's such a good ship. The guns, mainly. The HE on this thing. And, yeah, it's just nasty. Now, Ostergötland goes unspotted, but it doesn't matter. He's so close, he's going to get respotted anyway. It looks like he's trying to rush me. So I'm holding my fire here. I don't want to shoot yet because I know he's going to try to torpedo me. I fire now because I want to see if I can absolutely smack him. And, of course, we only hit 3 shells because my dispersion's like, oh, fuck you, Ghost. Sorry, but no. Yeah, so luckily, though, we'll have our guns reloaded any second. Now, notice that the Ostergötland's trying to close the distance to get his torpedoes off. The only thing that I can do here is go bow in. If I go broadside, I will get torpedoed. But the reload's coming in clutch here, and goodbye. He probably did not expect me to have a reload back that fast, but that's just a King George, man. Nasty HE, nasty reload, man. These guns are just, oh my god, there's something else. Down goes the Ostergötland. Second kill of the game. 130k damage, a high caliber. We have 2 out of the 4 kills right now. So to say that, yes, we've been HE spamming. I'm guilty of that, obviously. In my defense, it's a King George V. But, yeah, but seriously, 131k, 12 fires, two kills, a high caliber, and 2 out of the 4 kills. And my team has only 8 people has only 2 kills to their name. How come one person can get 2 kills and do 130k, but the rest of the team can't do shit? There's no excuse for it, man. There's no excuse for it. But who knows? Who knows, right? Maybe the enemy team was just better. Who knows, right? Maybe we got outplayed. GG's, I guess, if that was the case. But holy crap. I mean, it's just an example, guys. The first match we had in the Fiji, great team play. Fantastic positioning on our team, man. We had some very good players. But this match, man, this was actually, keep in mind, this was the match right before the Fiji match. So I literally recorded these games back to back. And it's just, what can you do, guys? What can you do about these stupid-ass teammates? Pardon my language, you know, throughout this video, but what can you do? You know, you just can't do. You can't do shit, man. You cannot control stupid. You know, and you can't fix stupid, I guess, as the Mighty Jingles once said. But, yeah. Also, Helena is absolutely smacking the ever-living bejesus out of us with that AP. Keep in mind, that's 6-inch guns. That's 6-inch guns doing that amount of damage with his AP. Imagine what that would have been like if those were like 15, 14-inch guns or higher. You know what I mean? Like, this thing does not have good armor. It really doesn't. We smacked the Colorado there for 8K with the HE. And, yeah, it probably would have been better to have AP loaded. I know. There's probably a lot of scenarios where it would have been better to have AP loaded in this game. But the HE is just good enough, man. It really is sometimes. But that's the end of the match. We lost on points. We literally pointed out. That's how bad our team was. But, yeah, look at that. Look at the difference, guys, between the last match. Go back. Look at the difference between the last match and this match. You know what I mean? But anyways, guys, that is going to be the end of this video. If you guys liked it, like it, subscribe, leave a comment, tell me what you guys thought of it. I hope y'all did enjoy it. And, yeah, have a great rest of your days wherever you guys are at in the world. See ya.